Get Into Geek, this is episode 77, and as we started it, this may be a point of no return, and we apologise for anything that comes over the next 45 to 60 minutes.
Especially me.
And like I said, you've been warned. We are the full Get Into Geek team plus one this week. My name is Mitch. Joining me, Matty Gibson.
Yow.
Brendan Gibson.
Hello.
Rhys Gibson.
Yeah, g'day, guys.
And then to even up the Gibson to Lewis ratio, my brother,
what do we got?
he's back.
Oh,
Lincoln's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys.
So you've had
Lincoln
enough.
Lewis, he's here.
You've had enough listening to our podcasts in the gym when you're pretending to do weights.
Pretending.
And, yeah.
Yes,
How many times you call me when you're at the gym?
Yeah.
Just to catch up.
Well, I need something to do. I'm not going there to do shit.
Vending machine's empty, so what else am I going to do?
Yeah, I didn't bring my wallet, so I got to do something.
There's only so many gym selfies you can take in one day.
That's exactly right.
Otherwise, you've got to bring other shirts, make it look like you're there on a different day. It's a whole.
Oh, that's a good idea. You get a whole week's worth done in one session.
Mitch,
Won't
you
be called
got to
shirt
go to
off.
the gym once
And
first.
you're winning.
Yeah, you're right. I have to go
Shirt
to the
off.
gym.
It's good to be
That's
back,
right.
boys. Good to see
Thank you for being back. And
Good to have you, mate.
it was good to actually have you on call for this episode because Matty said to us last week, I might be sick next week. So let's find out why. Actually, we'll get to the synopsis, read what this stunning episode is about, and then we can see if Rhys thought it was as bad as what Matty promised it to be. Point of no return. When a quirky conspiracy theorist contacts SG-1 claiming to know classified information about the Stargate, at first they think he's bluffing, but when they investigate his wild claims, they realise he's a lot closer to the truth than they thought and has a few more shocking surprises up his sleeve. Whew! Rhys, Matt said he was going to be away and that there is one really shit episode in this season. Do you think we've hit it yet with this, or did you love this episode?
Oh, look. It's still better than politics, so...
Having a win.
You know,
Written by Joe and Paul as well.
Yeah, that's... I was going to ask, because there was some...
Joe
there was
Malozzi
some
and
good,
Paul Mully.
There was some good comedy in that. But no, I did like it. I like the storyline, the fact that there are aliens on Earth that we don't know about and that are hidden here. But when it came to the ending where they brought him back to his home planet and it was destroyed and they're just like, all right, well, let's go back home. I thought that
Should have
was...
left him there.
Yeah. I would have liked it if there was like people that
Yeah.
crawled out...
You're welcome.
Yeah.
People that crawled out of the rubble, like, oh, it's
Zombies.
post-apocalyptic. We're living here now. Like, come home. But yeah, I don't know. It's
We're
sort of
rebuilding the Maccas, so
Yeah.
could really,
Yeah.
really use your help.
That's the main
Yeah.
one.
But yeah, I don't know. It sort of just ended badly. But I like the whole precedent of it.
What did you think of Martin?
Yeah, old Martin. Yeah, no, he was all right. That phone call that when Hammond was replaying that audio back, and he's like, it goes on quite a long time. Yeah, that was pretty classic. But then, yeah,
Good queuing. You knew exactly where to stop that tape.
he'd listened to it a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought he played a real good character. He's just that weird type of fella that you're like, oh, this guy's just crazy. But no, yeah, he's an alien.
And also Stanford from Sex and the City. For all
Absolutely.
the fans out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no fans. Oh, you two apparently.
hi. God, yeah. I've
No
seen it
idea.
twice.
There's a couple of crossovers here, crossover fans.
This is another one of those Earthbound eps that I say I have a problem with Earthbound eps where they just stay on Earth and it's like, yeah, there's always some kind of secret service or, dudes in black trench coats. And I'm like, whatever. And they do a fair few of them, and I find them really boring.
I found that interesting when you see the guys in the trench coats because I was literally like, where are they from? Like, who are they? I was so confused, and I'm like, I was trying to pick like, are they from a certain place? They're from somewhere that we haven't seen before, so that's kind of interested me.
I think the shining light for me is for this episode was the interrogation and Carter and Daniel's the way that they handled being interrogated by this group.
Yeah.
Just did not give a shit what was going on. Like, these guys at any moment just could have pulled out a gun, but they were like, we're calling you bluff, man. Like, even Daniel was just being
So condescending.
Yeah.
Like, even when they showed it, they're asking him so many questions, they pull out that thermo shot of Teal. You can see an alien in his stomach. He's like, did you draw that yourself?
It's a duck.
It's a duck, right?
It's a duck, isn't it?
They're like, he's not exactly from around here, and like, well, what did they say? He's not your
Minnesota?
average technician. It's like, well, he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
He's just really being dick.
Speechwriter.
Not from Montana?
Yeah. Yeah, I love the... Yeah, that's what I mean. I love the comedy in it.
I thought you would have loved the Murray bit the most.
That was a crack up, especially when like into that hotel room.
Teal'c's vibrating.
And then, he goes up and just taps O'Neill on the shoulder, and O'Neill just gives him some coins, and he goes back, puts the vibrator
Oi.
on, leans back and just smiles. I'm like, that's hilarious. This is his first time out of the base.
Yeah, legit.
Small pleasures.
It legit is. And now, remember how we were talking about we're not sure if he gets paid? He was actually asking for a handout from O'Neill to give him pennies.
Yeah.
Clearly, our bro's not getting paid.
Totally. The way that O'Neill sort of just when he asked him for money, it was as if he'd done it like 10 times earlier. He was just watching this random shitty movie, and he's just kind of like, oh, you need more. Oh, yeah, sure, here you go, dude. And like, it's the first time that you really see such pleasure in Teal'c's eyes.
Yeah.
He's just like the greatest thing ever. He's been on spaceships. He's wiped out planets. He's done all these cool. Yes, he's now skydived. Which did not seem wise. But now all of a sudden the greatest thing to him, he's like, this bed is tickling my balls so good. And I'm so happy. Like,
This should put the symbiote to sleep.
If you know what I mean.
When they went to Martin's house and he picked up that fake gun, he's like, this does not seem effective. The noise, the sound effect in that gun, that took me back to my childhood. I'm trying to...
absolutely.
Was that like... It seemed like maybe it was the gun from the Power Rangers or something. Like, it was a key childhood toy of mine. That sound effect seemed really familiar.
Absolutely.
it was almost
But
like
they didn't give you a good
universal gun blast you get at any Toys R Us kind of thing.
Yeah.
You could just get that. Every kid had that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm wondering, like, what kind of character is Martin when he's, like, full of conspiracy theories? He's got, newspaper clippings up on the wall and foil hats and shit, but he's still got time to have, like, a kid's toy lying around? I'm
Oh,
like,
don't we all?
yeah, I mean, what do we have?
to discriminate,
Honestly,
Mitch, come on.
We walked in tonight and we've got both a lightsaber and Matty's beautiful new piece of memorabilia, Loki's staff from the first Avengers.
Absolutely.
It's,
Is Matty still here?
I don't know.
Nah.
He's
Sorry, what?
currently home decor.
Sorry, I've just got my work laptop and I'm designing my sister's laundry.
Right.
Sorry, don't let Stargate get in the way of that.
Hey, we recorded fucking politics for you, mate. We sat through Emancipation.
God, yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this one, Matty?
Tune in next week for a great episode.
Do you want to expand on that?
I like Martin, but I realised when I rewatched this that all the things I like about Martin don't take place in this episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Are
was
they all in Sex and the City? Because me too.
Absolutely.
I was just really bored.
What?
watching
Hang on.
this.
Why is talking about Sex in the City okay on this fucking podcast?
Because
he's
I'm
in
not
it.
the one talking about it. If I'd have brought it up, it would have been an issue.
I'm putting my foot down. Stop it. So Carter was rocking the double denim.
Oh, God,
Hey? And those bloody clogs that she was wearing. She gets out of the car.
Did you notice when she broke in, it was a bit of a goof? She used her lock-picking skills and then entered the room. Daniel and Teal'c had gloves on, and then she put her gloves on
Oh no!
while she's in the
Did
room.
not notice that.
Yeah, well, she wasn't touching the lock.
No,
Well,
but you
clearly.
sort of think she's like.
If you're going to break in, you'd think you put it on first.
Well, if they're putting on gloves so that they don't add more fingerprints to potential other fingerprints, wouldn't there be a hell of a lot of fingerprints on the locked door? Like, that's where people's hands go. So, yeah, she should have had...
My question is,
Yep.
even if they got her fingerprints off there, do you reckon if you're on a top secret, if you're in a top secret organisation, they delete your fingerprints off file?
Mate,
So if the
they're
cops-
aliens.
Yeah.
They might not
Yeah,
even have
great call.
fingerprints.
MIB
Oh,
style.
I mean, if like the cops or anything like that checked it out.
Men in Black.
But
Yeah,
weren't they
absolutely.
faking to be in like a secret organisation because they were just for aliens?
Well, I don't think they even said that from an organisation. Oh, they did. He's like, oh, you were my best agent when they're in the back of the truck. But before that, I don't think they said that they were from anywhere. They were just guys in trench coats
They
with
just
guns.
dress
Yeah, that's what I mean. I
conveniently.
think they were
Yeah.
just
It's like, this is the
faking it.
dress on our planet. And, oh, this is
wasn't-
this is what your government people wear?
Seedy agencies.
Because one of them was like fronting as like a psychiatrist or something. He was fronting as
Yeah.
Martin's psychiatrist.
Yeah.
So the question I have is, Teal'c is like when they're excavating the ship. Teal'c is there around all these people excavating an alien spacecraft, but he still makes sure he hides his.
Yeah, he's got all the military
symbol.
people around him, and all of a sudden,
Excavating an alien
Yeah.
spaship.
and he's like, "Oh, can't let him know that
Oh,
I'm
can't
a
let him
fucking
know that I've
alien."
got a bit of gold on my forehead.
You know what got me though
No
is
sense.
Martin's looking for the ship. He's like, oh, I knew where it was the whole time. My memory's come back, this and that, and trips over the top of the f***ing spaceship because it's protruding out of the f***ing ground. Like,
There it is over there.
Yeah.
Hashtag comedy, mate. Hashtag comedy.
It had a tuft of grass in front of it.
It was the most poorly hidden, like even overgrowth. Like it was a little bit wet and had some grass on top. That's all it was. I'm like, hasn't that been there for years?
Yeah.
Like this shit would be buried. But yeah, it was just played for laughs. It's like, oh, watch your step, boom, like straight. I'm like,
Well, he
come
was
on,
like,
guys.
oh, I meant to turn right at the river, not left. It's like, well, those are two completely polar opposite directions.
Even
mate.
the needle threader was hidden better than that, I thought. From bloody whatever
absolutely.
it was. Out of mind or whatever that was.
Speaking of episode titles, what the hell does this episode title in reference to? I always confuse this with next week's episode Tangent. If you think Point of No Return.
I always confuse it with Point of View.
Well, for me, Point of No Return would be them leaving their mothership coming down to Earth. When you run away from your army because you're getting beaten.
their planet.
Yeah, and then they're like, well...
Except they had an escape pod ship that could fly them anywhere. But they chose to just leave it.
Well, Point of No
fields.
Return, they can't go back to their planet after they've deserted the army.
But they could go to literally any planet
Yeah,
in the
but
entire galaxy.
no return, so they can't go back to where they came from. Return, that's what that means.
And what,
So, yes, that
but
could
what
go anywhere.
point is that? What point is... Can you not return?
As soon as they deserted.
Right.
Yep, that's the point of no return.
Right.
So,
That's a
So,
great that's a great title.
Any other questions? I thought it was pretty logical.
Oh, I mean, logical, not entertaining, but logical. So, I mean, that's a great episode title.
That's pretty much it.
well, the thing... Well, I guess we've got time. We can go on a bit of a tangent. There's one point...
Not till
that-
next week, mate.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I hate the word tangent, by the way.
Murray had Martin locked in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Now, Murray is sitting there on the bed. Martin's come out and says, can I come out now? And he goes, no. Until O'Neill came back in, what do you think transpired before that moment?
Teal'c was in a deep state of culinary on the vibrating bed.
He was in a deep state of Martin.
Well, yeah, obviously Teal'c was the alpha in that situation.
No.
The doors were locked. The bed was vibrating. What else was he going to do?
Sets the mood.
He had a bedside table full of quarters.
Because later on he said, I'm sorry I bit you.
I'm sorry I tried to bite you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Was it a move gone wrong, or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you want me to do it. All right, wheel in the piano, boys.
Oh,
Gather round
Graham.
the fire, it's time for another reading with High Pitch.
Yeah, Rhys was right, Lincoln. If you just, it's a bit too tight in here. Can you just like jump up on the piano? And
Jumping up.
Just arch your back. Richard Dean Anderson advises, working with Willie Garson, the actor perhaps now better known for his recurring role as Stanford Blatch in the series Sex and the City,
Yeah, baby.
is an experience everyone should have.
Who is this guy?
Martin.
Working with him is an absolute joy, and I wish he were a regular on the show so I could work with him all the time. He is this is from Richard Dean Anderson.
He's having a laugh.
He is one of the funniest human beings on the face of the planet, and is wonderful just to be around, let alone work with. When we put him back in for our 100th episode, it made me very happy. I adore him.
Funniest humans on earth. Mind you, he's been hanging around Michael Shanks for 5 years. Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah, obviously hasn't met us.
Wow.
So he comes back, eh?
Yeah.
Nope.
A couple of times.
Not to spoil anything, but he comes back in the 100th episode.
Yeah. So this whole thing was
Not a spoiler for the actual episode. You don't know what happens in the episode. It's fine.
He's in it. So you can probably guess.
Hey, spoiler alert. O'Neill's back next week too.
That's less obvious. As long as Cassandra doesn't come back.
Well, bad news.
Can't wait for
I think
Rite
that
of
episode
Passage.
called Cassandra.
Sandra's my favourite, man.
Now
Babies.
Favourite to hate.
there is another quite well-known TV show that Willie Garson just had a little one-episode stint in. He was in an episode of Star Trek Voyager.
He's
It's a episode of what?
Star Trek.
I just want to see your
Voyager.
face when I did that.
Well,
It's just that eye twitch right there.
episode of what was it?
I'm dying inside. Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, that is 3.
Well, what I was going to say is
Is that the thing that's
one of
not
the-
as good as the Star Trek movies, the rebooted ones?
Yeah, God,
Mo-
yeah.
Reboot.
I was about to do you a favour, maybe you can get now. One of the things Lincoln said to me, one of the reasons why he came in to record it is because he was dying to see and add to the Box of Shame. So for this piddly little Star Trek reference, I was willing to do a Box of Shame for Lincoln that he could put in himself, but you can get now, buddy.
No, you do anything for Lincoln.
Yeah,
Box of
you
Shame's at
would.
the bottom of the list. So go on.
That empty box of popcorn
read
in the
one
cinema
out.
didn't speak
Oh,
for
mate,
itself.
there's no shame with what I do with Lincoln.
Go on, read one out.
Where's the intro?
Box.
We gotta go, Rhys. We
You
gotta
guys,
go.
like, I made an intro, so you don't need to do that. Like,
Yeah,
I made an intro.
Yeah, no, we just wanted to make it better.
Like, I actually made something for the show that we all could
Did ya?
enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know what happens when you make something.
What?
How's this work? Do I pick one out, or is this a mystery box for you?
Well, have you
We do?
Have you put one in? Have you written one to put in?
I have not written one to
No,
put in.
Oh, well, I
he's
was happy
chosen. He's choosing one.
I was happy to
give to
do
you.
one that you had written, but in special circumstances, you can rifle through it, and if you find one that you like, I will read it.
And can I just say, I've got my own little box here,
Oh,
post box of
film
shame.
this, Rhys.
Now,
Oh.
now this I
I feel like
have.
you're ripping off my
Man,
idea, but
get this for the socials.
This is like a little gift I had for you, Matty, just in case you read a box of shame that was a little bit too far for you and you weren't happy that even you had to read the box of shame. And I thought, I'll give you a little present to make you feel better. Unfortunately, I can't wait for that opportunity because the present
past.
is now redundant, but I would still like to give it to you anyway. Regardless of what this box of shame is, I will gift you with my own box of mystery prize.
are we doing that now?
No,
while-
you're going to read first.
While Lincoln takes 4,000 years to pick
Yeah,
one.
come on,
Well,
mate.
I
Jesus.
kind of need one from Riso. Come and give us a hand, mate. What do you reckon?
Kenneth Pricer. Let's go with Kenneth Pricer.
I do believe that
Okay.
would be a solid one too.
All right.
Matty,
Good friend of the show.
you're
Kenneth.
great.
Great friend.
Should speak into the mic. Great friend of the show. Kenneth
Right up
Pricer.
there, Matty.
What's your opinion today?
I, high-pitched Matty, think that
What do you believe, Matty? What do you believe with all your heart
I
and soul?
believe
inside.
in my heart that Robert C. Cooper should buy the rights to Firefly and reboot it.
Really, Matty?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow!
Praise the Lord!
Praise it! Preach, baby Jesus!
he's just
Back
such,
up, Ted!
he's such a good writer. I mean, he's so much better than Joss Whedon as a writer that he's
Absolutely.
clearly going to just,
I think we need to let
Absolutely.
Michael Bay lens flare in it as
Take
well.
it.
Like, we really need to.
Oh, mate, if Robert C. Cooper wants to write it and Michael Bay wants to direct it,
You know what, mate? And J.J. Abrams can write the start of the story but not finish it.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
Right.
go. Perfect.
solid.
Excellent.
I'm glad. I think we're getting to know each other
Yeah.
better, Matty.
I'm
This
just going
is
to go
great.
cut myself. If you guys just want to wrap the episode up. And,
All right. Well, look here. Here's your
Yeah.
gift. I would have liked to have waited, but again, it's kind of redundant now. I think you'll still kind of appreciate it. And I don't mean this as a joke. You'll feel it that way because I'm giving it to you, but I've honestly been
I
holding
always
on to
feel
make
it when
you
you
feel
give it
better.
to me, Mitch.
Thank
but
you. I didn't mean to say that, but I heard it as soon as it came out of my mouth.
I'm going to open it away from me because I'm frightened that something's going to
Yeah,
come out
cool.
at me.
It's a
You know
jerk
what?
in the box.
Yeah, take it out of the box away so you can't see it, maybe, until it's all the way out.
Go.
Okay, it's not alive.
It's a
nothing
penis.
alive.
Oh! And it's black! It's black!
Okay, for those only listening to
That's
the podcast,
actually amazing.
it's a Roseanne mug. And it's right, it's black. How ironic.
That's amazing. But clearly, Roseanne White.
Obviously.
Oh.
Yeah,
Roseanne
obviously
White.
white.
Yeah.
Yep.
God, yeah.
So,
That's brilliant.
What's in the mug?
Some Reese's peanut butter cups. Where did they come from?
It's not the first time I've been in Roseanne.
I haven't seen Matty this excited since talking about Robert C. Cooper rebooting Firefly. This is
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Some chocolate kisses. And a Tootsie Roll. That's brilliant. Speaking of, they are going to bring back the show, but they're booting Roseanne, and they're looking at doing a rebooted series based around Darlene.
yeah, okay.
Around her new family, but then everyone was saying, well, no, Roseanne owns the show. She's still going to get money, so she can go and get... Roseanne as a make good, like Roseanne Barr, the real woman, is actually going to like release the show from her so that the show can go on with the actors and all the people behind the scenes, and she's going to make no money from it so that they don't all lose their jobs.
Wow.
So that's what they're in the process.
What a
of
great
doing now.
person.
Well, no, that's. I mean, she's trying to polish a turd. Nothing she can do is going to, make up for what she did.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that she's trying to make amends. I mean, it's one of those things it's always going to follow her around. But it's good that now all these people who work behind the scenes potentially aren't going to sort of, Well, a week later she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about it. I'd taken too much Ambien," and then Ambien created their own official Twitter and was like, "Oh, sorry, one of the side effects of our product isn't racism."
Yeah, they were mad.
Yeah, dropping some shades. Don't you bring us into
Created
this.
a Twitter account just to say that.
Pretty much, I was like, "Wow."
Someone's like, "Oh
That is
shit, I got a
epic.
mad burn. Quick, create an account."
Let's get heaps more followers first.
Well, regardless of the show, Matty May, Roseanne live on in your mug, sipping some hot.
That's actually awesome. Thank you.
And, well, there's 3 more if you want it. So,
So,
Matty, that's the happiest I've seen you in years.
little it's the first nice thing that's happened to me in this room with you four.
Oh, Jesus.
Hang on, what about that reach around? Jesus.
It was good. It
No,
wasn't nice.
thanks.
Solid for nothing.
No thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Since everything happened with the show, like it got pulled here on air in Australia as well. Not only did they pull the new episodes, but they
Don't say Paul.
There's a lot of pulling going on.
Yeah. Wrong room to be saying pulling
Hey.
in so much.
That's how you do a reach around, idiot.
Like he doesn't know.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
But Channel 11 here even actually, I won't say stopped airing the reruns that they were playing
yeah.
midway through season 2. So
And they have been running for a good 30 years.
no, they only just brought them back. But since
It's a joke.
it was a bad one.
It's a bad one.
Since-
No, we got it.
Yeah,
Since the episodes have been pulled off air, I ended up pulling my Roseanne DVDs
Ooh,
out of
look out.
mothballs, and I'm
And
I
threw
wouldn't
them in the
have
bin.
thought so.
no, I started watching them. So since the whole thing happened with Roseanne and Twitter, I'm now up to like season 7.
So now, so you're
Jesus.
saying that because Roseanne went on a
full-blown
Twitter tirade,
racist.
you're more of a fan.
No.
You've grabbed the
You're
DVD,
now grabbing
you've
DVDs
grabbed
out
the
of
DVDs
multiple-
out that you haven't touched, and now you're watching them all.
binging it.
Yeah, well, no, it's actually
So,
quite interesting.
works, doesn't it?
It's interesting going back and watching them from like the late 80s, early 90s. She
back when everyone was okay with her being a racist.
No, I feel like she's had a big change over the years, obviously, because a lot of the show is bagging out Republicans. Like that whole family in the show is Democrat, and they're bagging out Republicans, which is what Trump is. But then obviously as she's gotten older, she's switched her allegiances and
She got richer.
She got rich, yeah.
But then
We're all
there's
being
other
Absolutely.
there's other really great episodes through it. That's the weirdest thing is there's so many great episodes through there that it's like she introduces like gay characters and she's like, well, my brother in real life is gay, so I want to show gay people on television to show that it's normal. There's an amazing episode about domestic abuse where it's like her sister is being abused by her boyfriend, and they deal with that whole situation. And one of the most recent ones I just rewatched was really great because their youngest boy DJ, he gets a part in a school play and doesn't want to, he gets the part of Romeo and doesn't want to kiss Juliet because she's black. And the whole family is like, and so they're addressing, that was like 93 they were addressing that. And she was so, like, that episode was basically her sort of, she pushed that to say what DJ was doing was wrong. And it's a really poignant episode. So it's so weird that as she's gotten older, she's just lost her fucking shit. And
You know that an episode has no
mind.
substance when we're all okay on going on a Roseanne tangent.
shit, do we need a Roseanne box of shame?
Martin needs to pick his game up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that really sums up the way that this episode ended because it just ended. There was no resolution. Like, I feel like this, we had to naturally fill in the ending. Like the genetic sequencing in Jurassic Park. We're just like making it up as we go along. How does Stargate SG-1 end?
I just really
With a Roseanne
feel that
talk.
Stargate's top front flagship team gets captured way too easily.
Oh, God, yeah.
Most secure
Absolutely.
facility in planet with the most high-tech equipment, training that you could possibly dream of.
Rhys pointed out to us in like season 2, there's like 4 episodes in a row they get captured. 4 episodes in a row.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wouldn't you, after the first time, you get called into Hammer's office and, you know,
Yeah.
instead of, like, he'd almost press the self-destruct at that point, but then all of a sudden the second time, be like, I feel there's a pattern. There's a
Yeah.
pattern.
We've spent this quarter's budget on rescue missions for you guys over the last 4 weeks.
And every time we could have fatally, like, you know, taken care of it.
And every
I've
time-
always told them, do not use force.
Yeah.
Just go in there.
Yeah.
You got to
And
remember,
we
though, every time SG-1 gets caught, they save themselves. Every time SG-11 gets caught, they fucking die.
Dead.
Yeah, because they have no budget to go and save him because they've spent it all on SG1.
Oh, look at me! I'm
we've
going into a black hole. What a f***ing idiot!
We've got to pay. We've got to pay SG1 overtime for 3 weeks now because they haven't been back on base.
But you think about it, if SG-11 gets captured, they've got SG-1 to try and save them, whereas
Yeah.
the opposite, it's like SG-1 has SG-11 to try and save them. That's what SG-1 is just like,
SG2, mate.
we'll save
We've got
ourselves.
major
What is
haircut.
SG2 doing at
Yeah.
any point?
Yeah.
There was like, all right,
Living in SG1's shadow constantly.
Well, their first leader died
doing
immediately.
push-ups.
Yeah.
Like it's just been
Hey, don't you-
downward spiral.
Don't you badmouth Kowalski.
He's shit, mate. He's shit.
I'm glad he's dead.
You know.
Jesus.
How shit would this show be if Kowalski was hanging
Oh, if
around all
he'd
the time?
stayed, I would have been out.
Oh,
I would
no.
have tapped out.
Banging
Would have had
around.
an earlier spin-off. Would have been amazing.
Oh, imagine Emancipation if he'd got into the knife fight with
Yeah.
the Hun guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we killed his ass real quick. Yeah, we wouldn't be debating about a shit knife fight.
Maybe Kowalski would have killed Kenzie in politics. Could have saved us.
God, would have been our favourite episode. Now. Well,
Yep.
anyway. I mean, we can talk about Stargate Origins if you want. Of course, I'm joking. We'll be back next week to talk
And
about
I'm out.
Tangent.
Teaser, in 2 weeks' time, I will be bringing it up.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
I'm going to be
I
sick.
will be bringing it up. No, just to shit on it some more.
No, good.
Yeah.
I'll be healthy.
All right, we'll be back next week to talk some Tangent. I feel bad teasing that because we went on 17 here in an episode not called Tangent.
We're just gearing people up for it.
Yeah. And I feel next week we'll only go on a tangent about the actual episode. I feel like we can tell you that now, at least, Rhys. It's better than this one.
On the next Stargate SG-1,
It be the most impressive aircraft I've ever seen. Oh, it flies.
a new ship of incredible power.
We are no longer in control of the vehicle. I repeat, we have lost control.
Rockets O'Neill into space.
Is that what I think it is? If you think it is Earth, yes.
Their destination unknown.
Destination?
Now a daring rescue in the heart of enemy territory
Colonel O'Neill and Teal'c need your help.
is their last hope
We gotta go!
before they reach their final breath.
Even at the scout ship's top speed, Colonel O'Neill and Teal'c will be dead by the time they arrive.
Richard Dean Anderson stars on the next Stargate SG-1.
MacGyver.
All right, you can...
Get down! More action. Get down again!
More action.
Get to the gate!
all that and more next week's Tangent for episode 78 of Get Into Gate. In the meantime, follow us on the socials and stuff. We're pretty fun there.
Red hot!
Get Into Gate,
God,
a
yeah.
Stargate podcast. All of our old podcasts, if this is the first one you're listening to,
Obviously
give
not.
us a second chance. But you can check out all of our
I
old
tried
podcasts.
to save it, guys. Tried to save the evening.
And, of course...
Roseanne really saved the day. And that's saying something. Please give us a second chance.
And if you want to join in the fun, you can support us, patreon.com/getintogate. A big shout out to all of our new patrons and past, of course, for those that have been donating their ideas to the box of
We,
shame. You can jump on board, support
God,
the show, be
yeah.
part of the show, and
We have
join in the
some
fun.
new patrons that we need to thank, and I forgot, so I've closed my laptop, but I will open it again so that I can
It's all right, we can edit this out.
yeah.
Look, me and Rhys have gone past the point of no return.
Jesus.
With
Every
our,
ever.
Jesus.
That's getting edited out.
Yeah, here we go.
with our second podcast, exclusive to Patreon, so patreon.com/getintogate.
I'd like to take this opportunity to distance myself as far as possible from
Please
the
do.
Yeah, we want to take this opportunity to push Matty away as far as possible from us.
I feel I want to get
literally-
closer to you guys.
I
What's going on?
literally-
Can I get in on this?
I
actually?
literally had no
Absolutely.
idea it even existed until it appeared on my Patreon feed, and then I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, you're
what-
welcome, by the way.
That's what the
Yeah.
world's going to think.
Oh, look, if you're easily offended,
Yes. So I'd like to both welcome.
Come aboard.
I'd like to both welcome and apologise to our newest Patreon supporters, Jason Holman, Nathaniel Barlow, Brian Mayle, and some legend who just goes by Baxter. That's it.
That's
cool.
cool.
It's clean. It's clean
Straight
up.
up.
Baxter.
Done. So
There's
welcome.
one name, like Baxter. So cool.
Like Madonna.
Boom.
Welcome to the team, guys.
Scotch.
Welcome,
Scotch.
and I'm sorry.
And if you'd like to find out why you should be sorry, well,
Yeah.
go and listen to that. Again, if you're easily offended.
Oh, look. And you can
What's the tagline of the podcast? If you're easily offended, get.
yeah.
This is the Gibson Brothers podcast where we get drunk and talk shit. And if you don't like it, you can get
Just a little teaser there.
a little taste. If you like that, jump on board.
Big shout out to all the
If you're
kids
enjoying
listening
that,
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the kids. One for the whole family.
Individually, I am Mitch_Lewis on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to come and talk some gate, you can also find Matty at
High Pitch Matty on the things.
Okay, all the things, all of them.
Yeah.
Brendan
God, yeah. At the Bren Gibson on them.
and Rhys.
And I am at the Flying Gibson on all the ones.
And where might you be on the things, Lincoln?
All the things might be at link_Lewis.
You had a hilarious Instagram. What is it? Story the other day. You were at a movie.
Thank you.
And you had a little Tyrannosaurus Pez.
Yeah, I thought of it myself, but some.
Yeah, no, I can back that up. He
Thanks,
did
Rhys.
that.
Yeah.
See, it's at least we have one
Got a little-
honest person
yeah.
here.
Didn't you try to plagiarise it, Matty?
He tried to, and then he got me talking while he uploaded the story before I did.
No, mine's-
Yours probably would have got more likes, that
Mine's-
link.
Well, that's how you know he didn't read it, because I made the same joke in his live story.
No, I didn't.
That's the joke there. You used the joke.
All right, we'll see you back next week for episode 78. Tangents. More of them next week. Get in the gate.
GetIntoGeek.com.